Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey folks, I'm officially going to be attending Retro GameCon Spring Edition this year, taking place at the new Elite Gaming Arena at the Atrium Building over at Clinton Square up in Syracuse, New York on Saturday, May 17th from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. I'm going to be there all day and I'm going to be cosplaying as Amber from Genshin Impact. So if you see me there in person, then by all means come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see you there. This is SamAttack4427 here with a very special video for all of you guys, and well, I guess pretty much I've been wanting to make this video immediately after I did my recent thoughts video that I did, of course, pretty much on my the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that I just saw not too long ago, which was Thunderbolts, to which, yeah, I do highly recommend you check out that Sega Thoughts video for sure because, well, yeah, it was a lot of fun making that said video, and the movie itself was actually really great. I love it a whole lot, and yeah, I guess I didn't need to repeat on that Sega story for sure on how much I really love that movie for sure, but again, go watch my thoughts video on that movie to get you the idea. Now, I've been wanting to do this follow-up video because, well, interestingly enough, I never actually intended to actually make this video sooner rather than later, or not at all, because of some things already keeping me occupied and stuff. To which, by the way, I have recently filmed my promo video for Retro GameCon Spring Edition, so I do hope to get that edited out and upload it to both my channels right before, pretty much the week before the convention will come around, so definitely be on the lookout for that, so yeah, and that's amongst plenty of other things, so yeah, but I guess I give it to what's happened around the time I actually saw Thunderbolts for sure. I think it makes sense for me to pretty much do this video for sure, so yeah, that's of course what we're going to be talking about here today. Now of course, when you actually go to see a movie, what is it that you would normally expect by the time you go to a movie theater? Actually, quite a whole lot when you think about it. Those range from not just seeing the movie on the big screen, but also plenty of other stuff as well. Like, of course, pretty much spending time with your friends there. If, of course, you have any that want to go see the movie with you or by yourself, which I know for the latter, it happens a whole lot, so yeah, and of course, get plenty of food and concessions and stuff that will fill up your stomach while you're seeing the movie, like, of course, popcorn, candy, soda, drinks, and that's to name me a few. And even spend some time at the arcade for sure if they do have one available. That's simply saying a whole lot. And I do indeed apologize if you're hearing all these weird sounds going on for sure. It's currently raining as we speak. To which, I guess, given to, of course, what we're seeing, I guess it looks like we've been needing that for some time, so so yeah. But yeah, given to what I've actually said, that's what you would normally expect when you actually go see a movie. But do you know for the fact that pretty much when you go into see a movie on the big screen that there might be some things that might result in technical difficulties? Yeah. Yeah, bear that in mind for sure, so yeah, I guess pretty much every once in a while, though I guess it rarely actually pops up every time I see a movie for sure. There are some times that when you go in to see a movie on the big screen at a movie theater, pretty much anything pretty much that they have that you think could go wrong actually does go wrong for sure, so yeah. Technically, I think there's a lot of technical difficulties that would occur, of course, every once in a while whenever you go see a movie on the big screen, and luckily enough, it actually did happen on several occasions on my part for sure, so yeah. Now, honestly, given to what I've actually said, you might think to yourself, wait a minute, why would you expect some things to go wrong while a movie is playing on the big screen when you go to a movie theater? Now, I'm not talking about several occasions, like, of course, pretty much just, well, whenever someone's being disruptive, that would cause someone to stop the movie altogether and go into the theater and actually demand to kick that person out. No, I did talk about something like that in a few videos that I did in the past for sure, including the chicken jockey trend that I talked about in a video that I posted last month for sure, so yeah. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is that pretty much some actual technical difficulties that will occur while you go see a movie on the big screen for sure. You name it. Those range from, of course, a movie stopping for no apparent reason whatsoever to maybe some issues with, of course, the audio that's playing alongside the video for sure. And there are even some times where, of course, pretty much they wouldn't play the movie pretty much at all once the show actually starts for sure, so yeah. I guess pretty much if anything, that would get you the idea, of course, what I'm actually referring to, so yeah, those are the kind of technical difficulties that I'm referring to, of course, pretty much, of course, what happened whenever a movie is playing on the big screen for sure. That's the kind of technical difficulties that would actually pop up for sure, so yeah. Now you might be wondering to yourself, given to what I've actually said, what does it have to do with, of course, me in particular? Well, believe it or not, around the time I've actually got to go see Thunderbolts on the over at Crown City Cinemas, as described in, of course, my thoughts video that I did some time ago, I do have an interesting story that I want to tell, and it actually does have a good connection with, of course, Thunderbolts for sure, so yeah. That's what I kind of figure I would get myself into for this video for sure, because, yeah, as great as the movie is for sure, I do have an interesting story that actually happened when I went in to see that movie pretty much right around on Sunday, the day before I put out my thoughts video on that said movie, so yeah. Let me go ahead and break down, of course, what happened on that day for sure. Now, of course, it was a typical Sunday afternoon for sure, and of course, my mom was, of course, kind enough to drop me off at Crown City Cinemas as normal, and luckily enough, around the time she dropped me off, I got there pretty early for sure, and yeah, I was actually quite thrilled seeing the guys over at Crown City Cinemas as always. Pretty much really happy to see them. Told them, pretty much they got me set up with, of course, my ticket that I managed to by myself as expected, and of course they took care of course my water and popcorn that I would normally get for sure. And of course I got myself into the theater where the movie is going to be playing, and got myself settled in to officially see the movie for sure. So yeah. And luckily enough, around the time I actually got into, of course, see this movie, thankfully, around the time I went to the bathroom and stuff right before he actually started, pretty much a whole crowd of people came in afterwards to go see a movie as well, for sure, including a good batch of people that went into the same theater as me to see Thunderbolts for sure. So yeah, and I guess it is for a good reason from what I've actually mentioned. So, and yeah, again, I think looking back when I actually saw that movie on the big screen, yeah, it was actually a really great time for sure, and I think they really did an impressive job on that. And of course, a lot like everyone else, I was really hyped to actually see this movie ever since I saw the trailers for it, hands down. And yeah, again, if you have seen my thoughts video on that said movie, you know it actually did deliver. So yeah, anyways, back on topic with this story. So yeah, what ended up happening next is that the show actually started as expected. They played all the trailers and stuff that they would actually play for sure. And then finally, the movie officially started as expected for sure. So yeah, and so far, pretty much, yeah, and I think, granted, pretty much plenty of other people that came into the movie theater as well might have came in a little late. Some came around while the trailers are playing, while others might have missed out on a few minutes of the movie as it was playing. I know it happened to me on several occasions for sure, but I digress. So yeah, anyways, as expected, the movie actually played as normal, and so far we were having a good time, and we got ourselves investing on, of course, everything that goes on. But literally in the middle of the movie, as it was playing, for no apparent reason whatsoever, and it just popped in out of nowhere, the movie just literally stopped. Yeah, I'm not joking when that actually happened. So yeah, literally in the middle of the movie as it's playing, it just stopped for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, there's nothing that actually occurred that pretty much would actually segue to, of course, all of it. It just stopped right there, right in the middle, and we were stuck in darkness with, of course, the screen showing us nothing for sure. So yeah, I guess upon noticing that for sure, I think I guess pretty much a lot of other people that came into see, they're like, oh, wait, what just happened since when the movie stopped? And literally at that moment, I realized something must have gone wrong while the movie is actually playing. So what ended up happening next is that I got up out of my seat, ran out of the theater, headed towards the concession stand, and luckily enough, I did ring up pretty much the service bell that they had set up just in case someone needed to come by and actually inform the people running that said movie theater for sure. And yeah, they were lucky enough to come out of the main office for sure, and I told them exactly what happened, and upon actually hearing about it, I think they were like, oh crap, but don't worry, we'll get right onto it right now. So yeah, I guess after informing them on what just happened for sure, they immediately got to work to get the movie back up and running, and while doing so, I managed to get myself back into the theater where they're showing Thunderbolts, and luckily enough, I actually, since a lot of other people have actually went into a see as well, I think I literally pretty much told them, as I opened the door and got myself back in, I literally told them, it's okay. I told the people at the movie theater about what happened, and they're already working out on the situation right now. And luckily enough, around that time, I think one person who actually heard me for pretty much why I actually said that, he was like, "Thank you!" So yeah, and literally 2 seconds later, after I managed to inform everybody about all this, the movie finally resumed and continued on as nothing ever happened for sure, so yeah. I guess literally give it to all the Haga. You think the Haga pretty much given to what I've actually said, pretty much it took me like a minute to actually get that information out? Well, surprisingly enough, pretty much the whole blackout, of course, pretty much when the movie stopped altogether for sure, it literally took half that amount of time to actually recognize the problem and, of course, get that fix right away, so yeah. Literally took a whole 20 to 30 seconds from what I can gather, of course, what just happened for sure, and luckily enough, they were kind enough to fix the issue, and the movie continued on as normal for sure, so yeah, quite surprising that this would actually happen for sure, so but yeah, it literally did happen while I was at that screening right around on Sunday not too long ago, and boy, it was actually quite surprising when you think about it for sure, and looking back, of course, what I actually did, I'm really glad that actually, yeah, I'm glad I took action right away within the 20 to 30 seconds that this actually happened for sure, because if it would have gone on for a little longer, then tons of other people would have gotten massively angry, and of course they would just get their stuff and storm out of the theater and demand a refund for sure, so yeah. Honestly, I think it is quite surprising that this would actually happen for sure, and you might be wondering to yourself, what could actually cause it for sure? Well, my guess is that maybe I think there might be some kind of pretty much issues with, of course, one of the projectors that they were actually that they actually have to really keep the movie going for sure. So that could be one reason on how this actually happened for sure. So yeah. But either way, I do hope they'll probably get that fixed up for sure, so that way something like that would never happen again for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole story from what I can gather based on what happened when I went to see Thunderbolts right around on Sunday for sure. And luckily enough, pretty much that issue that happened, I'm glad it got resolved really quick, and like I said, the movie continued on as normal right up until after pretty much the movie was over for sure. So yeah, quite surprising that this would actually happen from what I can gather, but I'm really glad that it got resolved, and yeah, like I said, the movie itself was actually really great, and I had a really great time seeing it regardless, so yeah. Either way, I think that's, of course, what really happened for sure. Now, you might think I might actually stop right there, give it to that story from what I can gather for sure. Well, actually, no, to be honest, because, truth be told, there are some other instances where, of course, something almost similar to this might have happened during my past several years seeing movies on the big screen, so yeah. And I kind of figure I would probably bring them up in, of course, this video for sure, and I'm only basing it on my own core memory for sure, so yeah. So I'll go ahead and briefly pretty much sum up some other similar instances where, of course, something like this might actually happen for sure, so yeah. Like, of course, for one instance, right around last year, I went on over to see The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and again, like I said, I did do a thoughts video on that well over a year ago, and I definitely do think it's actually a really good movie for sure. Definitely one that's well worth checking out for sure, so. And ironically enough, pretty much a similar instance actually happened, like, of course, what happened with Thunderbolts that I experienced not too long ago, for sure, so yeah. And, of course, it is a bit of a deja vu from what I could gather. Pretty much the movie played as normal, I'm having a good time seeing it, but literally in the middle, the movie just stops for no reason, and we were stuck in a massive blackout for sure. To which, yeah, I think pretty much of anything, if you think about 20 to 30 seconds of completely nothing but darkness in the theater is just too short of time for, of course, something like this to happen, well, how about 1 to 2 minutes? Yeah, I'm not joking. Pretty much right around last year when I went to see the pretty much the Fall Guy last year, it only took about 1 to 2 minutes at the very least to actually go into to pretty much have the movie stop for no reason, and we were stuck in, of course, complete darkness for sure, and I got rather confused on how that actually happened from what I can gather at first, but then literally I think sometime later the movie resumed as normal and continued on like nothing ever happened. I'm like, oh, okay, so might have been some kind of technical issue, but okay, whatever, so yeah. Pretty much a similar instance actually happened well over a year ago for sure, and boy, it was actually quite a surprising one when you really think about it for sure, so yeah. But it doesn't stop there. I think there are a few other instances from what I can gather for sure. That, of course, that there are some other technical issues that actually happened when I went in to go see a movie on the big screen for sure. And there are 2 counts, pretty much from what I could gather, where, of course, one good example would be where they actually didn't play the movie as expected around its scheduled showtime for sure, so yeah. And, of course, that instance happened right around 6 years apart from each other for sure, so yeah. And, of course, the 2 movies I'm referring to right now is, of course, pretty much The Secret World of Harry Yeti back in 2012 and Mary Poppins Returns back in 2018, so yeah. I guess pretty much to sum up, of course, what I thought of those 2 real quick. The Secret World of Harry Yeti, I actually really enjoyed that movie from what I can gather. Definitely a really great one from Studio Ghibli as expected, and a really nice, interesting take on the borrowers as a whole, and even to this day, I still love that said movie regardless, and I always look back on it with really great memories from what I can gather. Especially since after it paved the way for me to check out most of the other movies from Studio Ghibli as well, like, of course, prior to The Secret World of Harry Yeti, I did check out Ponyo, which was actually really great, and I really enjoyed it all the way. And one that I did talk about in my thoughts videos that I did a couple of years ago, that being, of course, The Boy and the Heron, so yeah. Pretty much what happened, pretty much my mom and I went to see that said movie as expected for sure, and around the time we actually got into, of course, see that said movie for sure, it pretty much played down on, of course, what you expected for sure. They would show like ads and PSAs that would play for sure, and even some pre-show, yeah, pretty much the as expected pre-show announcement videos that they would normally play for sure. Like, of course, yeah, please be quiet and courtesy to others, and make sure you silence your cell phone for sure. All that sort of stuff. And, of course, it is topped up with, of course, the nice Regal Cinemas roller coaster pre-show video that they would actually play for sure, to which, for those who are wondering, yes, I really do love that said pre-show, and I think it is, of course, the one big massive staple for Regal Cinemas as a whole, so yeah. Pretty much that actually happened, and of course the show would actually start with, of course, all the trailers and stuff that they would play before the movie would officially start, to which, that was gonna happen at first, but then after the pre-show videos played out, nothing happened. Yeah, literally just nothing for sure. All we're left with is, of course, pretty much just a whole, blank screen of nothingness that we were actually looking at for sure. So yeah. Honestly, I didn't know what was actually going on at that time around this actually occurred for sure. So what got to end up happening next is that upon seeing all this, pretty much I literally said to my mom, I think we need to inform one of the employees here about what's going on and see if they can actually fix the issue. To which she actually agreed. So I managed to get up out of my seat and head on out of the theater and pretty much informed. Yeah, thankfully I did manage to spot one of the employees that were actually there at the time, and I told him about what was going on for sure, and I directed him to the theater, of course, where we're actually seeing the movie, and again informing them about what happened for sure, and of course, one of the employees actually told me, okay, well, thank you for letting us know. We'll definitely inform all the others, and we'll get that sorted out as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's of course what he actually said. So I pretty much took it for what it is. So of course he got onto a walkie-talkie to inform all the other employees about what was going on, and I headed back into the theater to pretty much wait until they get the problem resolved for sure. And then sometime later, pretty much, if anything, they got the projector going, and of course they started playing the movie as expected for sure. So yeah, rather late from what I can gather, but I'm glad they actually got that problem resolved for sure. So yeah, that's of course what happened all the way back in 2012 when of course my mom and I went to see The Secret World of Ariete. But it doesn't stop there, because that similar instance actually happened well over 6 years later when my mom and I went to another Regal Cinemas for sure to actually go see Mary Poppins Returns. So yeah. And of course, I did briefly talk about it in one of my thoughts videos that I did in the past for sure, but I'll quickly sum up on what I thought about that movie real quick for sure. Now, to put it in perspective, I actually thought Mary Poppins Returns is actually a pretty good movie from what I could gather. I mean, okay, it's not really as grand or spectacular as the original Mary Poppins, as I do think it's actually the much more superior movie all the way. But I really do admire what they actually did with, of course, this movie, and for while not perfect, or I guess in this case, practically perfect in every way, it is still a pretty well done movie from what I can gather for sure, and definitely one that's well worth checking out. Hell, I dare even say, I'm really glad that I currently have that same movie on Blu-ray that I got as a Christmas present a couple of years ago for sure, so yeah. Of course, around the time my mom and I actually went to see that movie that I've actually mentioned, to which I should mention right now, we actually saw it right around on Christmas Eve for sure. So yeah, I guess what better way to celebrate the day before Christmas than by, well, go see pretty much the Mary Poppins sequel for sure. So yeah, what ended up happening is that it pretty much played out the same thing that happened 6 years prior to it for sure. We got into our theater as expected. We got through the ads and the pre-show stuff as expected. But then literally afterwards, nothing happened. Yeah, just another blank screen of course, nothing going on for sure. And that was it. No sign, of course, of the trailers or the movie itself that would actually play. Just a blank screen for sure, so yeah. And of course, pretty much the similar scenario that I've actually mentioned does play out as expected. I went out of the theater and actually managed to spot one of the employees that were actually there for sure, and I think it was nearby the concession stand around the time I went there for sure, and I literally told them what was going on for sure, and luckily enough, around the time I told them what happened for sure, they immediately got to working, of course, getting that problem fixed for sure, and luckily enough, they did exactly that for sure. Though, I guess the only difference compared to what happened when my mom and I saw The Secret World of Ariete back in 2012, I guess for when they finally got everything up and running as expected, pretty much they literally got going pretty much literally in the middle of the trailer that it was actually playing for sure. So I think around that time they got that problem fixed. They were pretty much we immediately got ourselves pretty much they immediately got the show going. I think right around in the middle of the trailer for Missing Link from what I can gather. So yeah, that's of course what happened for sure. So yeah, but regardless on that, I'm glad to see they got the problem fixed for sure. And again, my mom and I had a good time seeing that said movie for sure. So yeah, despite the technical issues with those two experiences that actually happened, we still had a good time as he expected. And yeah, like I said, Mary Poppins Returns was definitely a good movie, and The Secret World of Ariete was actually really great for sure. So yeah, pretty much if anything, that's what I can gather for those two experiences altogether. But I do have one more that I want to mention for sure, and that dates all the way back nearly a decade ago in 2016 for sure. So yeah, pretty much around that time I got myself in to another Regal Cinemas as expected, to which I believe was actually closed by the time I'm making this video for sure. So that was a long time ago for sure. So yeah, pretty much what happened is that I managed to get myself into another Regal Cinemas as expected for sure to officially catch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and honestly, again, to sum up on what I thought about that Sega movie, I definitely do think it's actually a pretty decent flick all around for sure, and pretty much compared to, of course, the first Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie that came out beforehand, I definitely do think the sequel was actually much better as expected for sure. So yeah, technically not bad, but not great either, but pretty much a decent flick all the around for sure. So yeah, and surprisingly enough, around the time I went in to see that said movie, yes, folks, the technical difficulty issue definitely did play out for when I went in for that said screening for sure. Now, of course, as expected, I did get myself in pretty much for sure to officially see this movie, and I think around that time there were a bunch of parents with kids and stuff that they actually got brought in for sure, to which, yeah, I still find it quite surprising that parents would actually bring their kids to a movie that's rated PG-13 for sure. So kind of odd when you really think about it. So yeah, but what ended up happening next is that around the time the show was officially getting itself going for sure, they did play the trailers as expected, but surprisingly enough, there were several issues with the audio for sure. Yeah, I'm not joking when I actually say pretty much the video portion that they played on screen actually played as normal as expected, but the audio, on the other hand, it was, of course, it actually got itself a bad case of the technical difficulty virus for sure. So yeah, and so much so I think it's pretty much the audio as they played during the trailers and stuff, it was almost like pretty much ear-rapingly levels of loud and terrible for sure. And I think to best describing from what I could gather, you remember this scene from Dumb and Dumber where, of course, Jim Carrey actually showcased the most annoying sound in the world? To which I'll definitely play the clip from that said movie to show you exactly what I mean.
Hey, Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Guys!
Yeah, that iconic moment is, of course, probably the best way to describe on what happened, but moreover, think of course, that moment from that said movie, but actually amplified it with, of course, pretty much a megaphone, but also pretty much change up the sayings and stuff to make it sound glitchy and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to describe on how terrible the audio was for when the trailers played before pretty much the Ninja Turtles movie started playing for sure. So yeah, we were stuck there for like maybe about 10-20 minutes as the trailers played around the time this actually happened, and luckily enough, around the time the movie actually started, around, yeah, pretty much close to being started, the audio stopped for some reason, and I think pretty much the audio itself actually got itself back up and running as normal for sure, literally in like the middle of the opening logos for that said movie as it actually started. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened from what I could gather, and of course, as expected, we did have a good time seeing it, and the movie played as normal and continued on as if nothing ever happened for sure. So yeah, that's of course another story that I want to mention for sure. So yeah, I guess with all those that I've actually mentioned, those are pretty much all what I can recount, of course, at the top of my head for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much it just goes to show that when it comes to businesses as normal, not every single business or company out there is going to be perfect. There are going to be times where, of course, they're going to be making a ton of mistakes for sure that would actually resulting, of course, similar situations like all those for sure. And I guess pretty much movie theaters are no exception for sure. So yeah. Either way, I guess give it to pretty much me recounting those stories from what I can gather. Yeah, I think pretty much of anything, those are pretty much random occurrences that actually happened for sure. So yeah, but those only happen every once in a while from what I can gather for sure. But yeah, either way, I think if anything, it's still not going to stop me from, of course, doing what I do normally for sure. So yeah, either way, I still love going to the movie theater and actually go see the latest movie on the big screen for sure. Whether they be good, mediocre, or horrifically bad for sure, I'm still willing to go and get myself in and see how it's actually going to turn out, and moreover, give you guys my full-on thoughts on what I thought of them after I go see them for sure. So I think with all these technical difficulties that actually happened during my times seeing those movies on the big screen for sure, I guess it just goes to show that, well, when it comes to movie theaters, they're not always perfect with what they have to do for sure. They are going to be guaranteed to, of course, make some mistakes that will actually result in, of course, situations like this for sure. So yeah, but I think the one thing we can all take away from this, hands down, is that, well, don't be afraid to let the people at the movie theater know about what's going on if something goes wrong for sure. Because if anything, if we do exactly that, then they're guaranteed to, of course, fix up the mistakes that they actually made, and will still give you guys a really great time at the movies for sure. So yeah. I know I've been stuck with it for a long time now, ever since pretty much the day of my birth for sure. So I think chances are whether pretty much whether a technical difficulty will happen or not, I'm still guaranteed to, of course, go see a movie on the big screen right up until the day I die. So, and of course, on that thought alone, I think that'll do exactly that for this video for sure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and I want to ask all of you guys, do you have similar experiences where, of course, you went in to go see a movie on the big screen, but then something happened that resulted in technical difficulties altogether that nearly preventing you from having a good time? I want to see what you guys have to think about all this for sure. Let me know down in the comments down below with your experiences. So yeah, that's of course what I can say. Of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and don't worry, I still got plenty more coming up pretty soon. And hopefully, I think if I'm not too busy with with everything else that I got going on, I'll be sure to give you guys something really great hands down. So yeah, but until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackley4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and plenty more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.